The modern conversation around self-care often focuses on bubble baths, indulgent treats, and unplugging. While these can be pleasant, they are surface-level solutions to a deep-seated need. When the break is over, the underlying feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and self-doubt often return. Stoicism offers a more radical, powerful, and enduring form of self-care. It is not about pampering the ego, but about fortifying the soul. It is about shifting your self-love from a feeling you hope for to a disciplined practice you live. To love yourself, in the Stoic sense, is to take full responsibility for your one and only possession, your character, your mind, and your will. This is not a soft or selfish love. It is a tough, principled, and unwavering commitment to your own growth and integrity. When you master this, you become unstoppable not because the world stops throwing obstacles in your path, but because you stop being your own biggest obstacle. Here are 5 Stoic habits to build that foundation. Habit 1. Perform a nightly character audit, become your own. Trusted mentor, the Stoic teaching. Seneca the Younger ended each day with a rigorous self-examination. He wrote, "The spirit ought to be brought up for review daily. This is what I do when the light has been removed from sight, and my wife, who knows my habit, has fallen silent. I examine my entire day and measure my words and deeds." The modern self-care gap. We often end our days by numbing out, scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, or ruminating on our problems without direction. This leaves us feeling disconnected from ourselves and our progress. We ignore our mistakes, repeat our patterns, and fail to acknowledge our own growth, leading to a stagnant sense of self. The Stoic Self-Care Practice. This habit is the ultimate act of self-love because it says, you are worth investing time in. You are worth improving. It is not an exercise in self-flagellation, but a gentle, honest conversation with yourself, as a wise mentor would have with a beloved student. Ask yourself these 3 questions, derived from Stoic principles. What did I do well today? Where did I act with virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, temperance? Acknowledge and celebrate your progress. This builds self-respect. Where did I fall short? What vice, ignorance, cowardice, unfairness, excess did I exhibit? Be honest without being cruel. The goal is awareness, not shame. How will I do better tomorrow? What is one small, specific action I can take to correct my course? This turns a failure into a lesson and empowers you. By doing this, you actively participate in your own evolution. You are not leaving your development to chance. This daily practice builds a deep, earned confidence and a loving relationship with yourself because you are actively and consciously building the person you want to be. How to implement it. Keep a journal by your bed. Dedicate the last 10 minutes of your day to this practice. Write brief, honest answers to the 3 questions. The physical act of writing solidifies the reflection and makes your progress tangible. Habit 2. Differentiate between what is yours and what is not. Set your soul free, the Stoic teaching. Epictetus' opening line of the Enchiridion is the cornerstone of Stoic freedom. Some things are within our power while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, our reputation, our office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. The modern self-care gap. We exhaust ourselves by trying to control the uncontrollable. We waste emotional energy worrying about what others think of us, stressing over past mistakes, and trying to manage outcomes that are not ours to command. This creates immense anxiety and self-loathing because we constantly feel like we are failing at a game we cannot win. The Stoic Self-Care Practice. Loving yourself means stopping the self-abuse of carrying burdens you were never meant to carry. This habit is about drawing a clear, loving boundary around your soul. Whenever you feel anxiety, anger, or sadness rising, pause and perform this simple filter. Is this within my control? If yes, direct your full energy and focus here. This is your domain. Love yourself by taking purposeful action. If no, love yourself by letting it go. Acknowledge the external thing, but refuse to let it dictate your inner state. Serenity is the ultimate act of self-care. By practicing this, you grant yourself the freedom to be human. You stop blaming yourself for things outside your control, a project cancellation, a person's rude comment, a rainy day, and you start taking radical responsibility for the one thing you can control, your response. This is incredibly empowering and fosters a deep, compassionate love for the self that is no longer at war with reality. How to implement it. Create a circle of control diagram in your journal. List your current worries and place them inside or outside the circle. This visual practice trains your brain to make the distinction automatically. When a worry arises, simply label it external, not mine to carry. Habit 3, practice voluntary discomfort. Build unshakable self-reliance. The Stoic teaching, the Stoics, particularly Seneca and Musonius Rufus, advocated for periodically practicing poverty, discomfort, and hardship. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" The modern self-care gap. Modern self-care is often about maximizing comfort and minimizing struggle. We seek the path of least resistance. The problem is that life is inherently full of resistance. When the inevitable discomforts arise, financial stress, physical illness, rejection, we are emotionally fragile and ill-equipped to handle them, leading to a crisis of self-confidence. The Stoic self-care practice. This is the ultimate habit of self-trust. By willingly and temporarily embracing discomfort, you send a powerful message to your deepest self. I am strong. I can handle this. I am not fragile. You are building your inner resilience muscle. Examples include taking a cold shower, skipping a meal, if healthy for you, or eating a very simple one, walking in the cold without overdressing, taking a hard, physical workout. This is not self-punishment. It is self-empowerment. It proves to you that your happiness and peace are not dependent on external conditions. When you know in your bones that you can handle discomfort, you stop fearing it. This makes you unstoppable. Loving yourself means making yourself strong, not making yourself soft. How to implement it. Choose one small act of voluntary discomfort each week. It should be safe but challenging. As you do it, repeat a mantra to yourself. This is strengthening me. My peace is internal. The subsequent feeling of warmth, satiety, or comfort will be infused with a profound sense of gratitude and self-reliance. Habit 4. Talk to yourself. Like a loyal friend, cultivate inner compassion, the Stoic teaching. While the Stoics were disciplined, they were not self-loathing. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations is not a rant of self-criticism. It is a series of gentle, firm, and compassionate reminders. He speaks to himself as a teacher would guide a student. You have been formed by the universe. You will be dissolved into your source. Or rather, you will be taken up into the reason of the universe. The modern self-care gap. Our inner dialogue is often our own worst enemy. We call ourselves stupid, lazy, or failures in ways we would never speak to a friend. This internal abuse erodes our self-worth and creates a foundation of shame that makes us easily stoppable. We become afraid to try because we cannot bear our own self-criticism. The Stoic self-care practice. Loving yourself requires mastering your internal narrative. The Stoic practice of mindfulness, prososche, is about observing your thoughts without immediately assenting to them. When a harsh, self-critical thought arises, you catch it and reframe it with wisdom and virtue, instead of, "I'm such an idiot for making that mistake." Practice. I am a human, and humans make errors. This is an opportunity to practice wisdom and learn. I will correct it with courage. This is not about making excuses. It is about shifting from a judgmental frame, "I am bad," to a proactive, virtuous frame. What is the wise and courageous thing to do now? You treat yourself with the same firm compassion a Stoic mentor like Epictetus would, acknowledging the fault, but immediately focusing on the solution that aligns with your character. How to implement. Carry a small notebook or use a notes app. For one day, Commit to writing down every harsh self-judgment you notice. In the evening, rewrite each one into a stoic, compassionate reframing. This builds the mental muscle of self-compassion. Habit 5. Memento Mori. Let the awareness of death teach you how to love your life. The Stoic teaching. The Stoics practiced memento mori, the remembrance of death. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This was not a morbid fixation, but a tool to ignite urgency, gratitude, and presence. The modern self-care gap. We live as if we have an infinite amount of time. We procrastinate on our dreams, hold on to grudges, and waste our days on trivialities. We postpone loving our lives and ourselves for a future that is not guaranteed. This leads to a life of someday and quiet regret. The Stoic Self-Care Practice. To truly love yourself is to cherish the incredible fleeting gift of your existence. Remembering that your time is limited is the most powerful motivator to stop wasting it on things that don't matter. Other people's opinions, petty dramas, and self-sabotaging behaviors. This practice fills you with a profound love for your own brief, beautiful opportunity to live. It asks you, if this were my last day, would I be doing this? Is this how I want to spend my precious time? Am I loving myself and my life right now in this moment? This habit makes you unstoppable because it removes the fear of what if I fail and replaces it with the imperative of I must try. It forces you to prioritize what is truly important: your growth, your relationships, your virtue, and your joy. Loving yourself means living a life you won't regret, starting now. How to implement it. Place a physical reminder of mortality in your environment. A skull, real or artistic. A seasonal flower that will wilt, or even a stone. Let it be a gentle, daily nudge to live with purpose. Each morning, say to yourself, I am mortal. I will use this day well. I will not waste it. Conclusion. Unstoppable. Self-love, Stoic self-care is the journey from being a passive recipient of your circumstances to being the active architect of your character. It replaces the quest for external validation with the practice of internal virtue. By auditing your character, you become your own greatest ally. By focusing on your circle of control, you set your soul free. By embracing discomfort, you build unshakable self-trust. By mastering your self-talk, you cultivate inner compassion. And by remembering your mortality, you fall in love with the preciousness of your own life. This is how you become unstoppable. Not because you never feel pain or face failure, but because you have built a self that can withstand anything. You have learned to love not just the idea of yourself, but the real, flawed, and growing human being you are, with a love that is disciplined, compassionate, and fierce. That is the only foundation for a life of true and lasting power.